Crew planning will help us visualize which projects each person is working on, when an individual runs out of work, and vacations. This will help us identify gaps in the schedule and cast projects without having real hired people in shotgun. In many cases, placeholders will help create scenarios for casting crew to our Signal project without having to commit or pay for those users that aren't hired yet. Though disabled users won't be able to log in or do anything in Shotgun or even receive email notifications, this will help us as producers cast our schedules and see where more crew is needed. Let's begin by opening Crew Planning, adjusting the layout a bit so that we can see what we have in Crew Planning already, and crew assigned to other projects. Perhaps we can have some of the crew working on the other projects now join our crew once their projects have delivered. Or maybe there are some modelers that can work half-time on a project that is wrapping up and half-time on our project that is getting ramped up. First, we see that Astrid is only scheduled to work on Mars until October 31st, and we don't see her assigned to any projects after that. So, before confirming anything, we'll add a booking to her record where we'd like her to start on the Signal modeling, and then we'll mark her as pending since we want to confirm with our other colleague who is producing the Mars project. Then, we notice another modeler that looks like they'll be wrapping up on another project a couple of weeks after Astrid, so we'll add a booking to his record as well. And another who is noted as working half-time on a commercial, who will likely be able to work half-time on our project. So we add her as half-time to ours. That looks like it as far as available modelers, so now we'll begin to create some placeholder users that we know we'll need to hire for our Signal project based on initial bids. First, let's create a Modeler 1 placeholder, assign them to the modeling department. I'll enter my email address and set their status to disabled. To make this go faster, let's create a few more modelers by selecting Create and Add Another. Now we have a more robust plan to work with. If we're having trouble seeing these placeholders, we'll ensure that the Hide Disable filter is not active under the Advanced Filters dropdown. While in the Advanced Filters dropdown, let's filter by the modeling department again since that's where we'll need to start, and these are the artists we will need to hire first. Let's start by assigning them to our Signal project when the modeling phase starts, referring back to the project timeline dates. We know we'll want 3 additional modelers working on the first rock sequence awarded. However, we will only need 2 additional artists later on, and then we'll taper off to 1 when the sequence goes into lighting and comp. Short of any major kickbacks down the pipeline, we are confident that this one modeler lead can handle any kickbacks sent back to the modeling department later on. If it gets to be more than one can handle, we can revisit crew planning later on to see if an artist from another project can be available to help out. Now, let's take a look at our crew with placeholders. Astrid will have a vacation for a week during a critical part of the end of the modeling phase. So, we need to account for that. Let's see if there's someone available half-time that she can train for a couple of weeks prior to taking over her work. And it looks like Mason happens to be available half-time at the time of Astrid's vacation. So we'll slot him in half-time where there's a gap that can bridge him to the other project he'll be working on. Pretty soon, our higher-level planning is starting to look good, short of some confirmations that we'll take care of with our fellow producers. We know how many modelers we'll need to hire, and we can begin the process with our recruitment team. Of course, this is always changing, and once new hires have started, they'll have vacation requests, but we can always revisit and update gaps as we go. As far as our placeholders go, we can easily turn them into real active users when they start working by editing their information and sending them a new invitation by clicking the Change Password field. That way, all information is still tied to them in crew planning and anywhere else in Shotgun. Since crew planning is more about higher-level project casting, we'll go into how it can be seen with the task ant later in another topic. Lastly, crew planning components are stored in the booking entity, meaning that we can view, create, update on a list view page rather than in the crew planning app, in case we'd like to visualize this information in another way. All updates made here connect directly to the crew planning app. This information is also handy for developers since booking records can be accessed via the Shotgun API.